Good morning, Jackednnerdy fans. Jeremy here with a non-spoiler review for the latest Guy Ritchie film, The Covenant. Before I jump into that review though, as always, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on a video. And if you do enjoy our content, please make sure you give these videos a thumbs up. Now, with that out of the way, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. As you've seen from some of my previous videos, I am a massive Guy Ritchie fan. I absolutely love the man and his works. I still rank his film The Gentleman as one of my top 5 best films ever made. That's just my opinion. However, as soon as I found out that he was releasing another movie with Jake Gyllenhaal of all people, I was really interested. So the trailer, and the trailer obviously sparked my interest as well. Something very different from Guy Ritchie, obviously being a more military style film. But hands down, I was in like sin. Now, that being said, this film is not your typical Guy Ritchie film. It is very much a bit of a how would you put it? It's sending a little bit of a message, I think, to the US government about certain things they've done over the last couple of years, especially with the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Also, it hasn't got your typical Guy Ritchie elements, a lot of the quick-witted banter and things like that. I was expecting a little bit of that just to kind of remind you that it's a Guy Ritchie film, but there is none of the quick-witted comedic banter that we've come to expect from his other films. Now, if you're not aware of it, basically this movie depicts a story of a sergeant and his team in Afghanistan that were tasked with locating IED factories. Their interpreter gets killed, so they get a new interpreter, and it's about how the interpreter comes into the team, and they form a bit of a bond. But then obviously a mission goes awry, and the interpreter and the sergeant are the two only survivors. And the interpreter essentially saves the sergeant's life. But then obviously with coming into the issues with the withdrawal and interpreters kind of being left behind, the sergeant obviously has a blood debt and owes this man his life, so he takes it upon himself to do whatever's in his power to get that man out of Afghanistan and bring him over to the States to safety. I've very much butchered it, but that's about the gist of it. So naturally, I love military films, so I was naturally in like sin, especially with Guy Ritchie. So that being said, I enjoyed the film very much from the point of view of it being a military film and full of action. Jake Gyllenhaal, I love him as an actor. I think he's absolutely brilliant. There were lots of other actors and actresses in this film that I didn't know who were in it from the trailers. Obviously you got Salim, who plays the interpreter, but you've got a great actor, Antony Starr, Emily Beecham, and Alexander Ludwig, which you would recognize from the Vikings series. So lots of fantastic actors and actresses in this film who I didn't originally know were in it. The set pieces, the cinematography, the landscapes, the different uses of terrain and what have you. Guy Ritchie did a fantastic job with the filming of this movie. I didn't realize it, but he also Guy Ritchie wrote and produced it as well. So he wrote, produced, and directed, which I think is pretty standard now with Guy Ritchie. I think he does that with all of his projects. Now, and it is. I'm just double checking. No, so it's not based on a true story. I was a bit curious whether or not it was based on an actual, like, real events. It is not. However, it feels very much like it is inspired by actual events. I suppose it is in some ways, you know, with everything that's happened over the last 12, 18 months, I suppose, with the withdrawal and all that kind of stuff. But it very much feels very grounded in reality and what have you. As I said, there's none of the usual kind of banter and quick wit that we've come to expect from Guy Ritchie films. So that was a little bit of a letdown for me, a little bit of a disappointment. I would have liked to have seen at least a little bit of that in there, especially early on in the film when you've got the whole kind of squad together, and we know how, you know, and as a lot of us know, you know, soldiers and things like that, there's a lot of you know, banter and shit talking and all that kind of stuff in those types of teams and situations. So it would have been nice to have seen a little bit of that. However, you know, I think Guy really wanted to take this film in a different direction. So all in all, top to bottom, I did really enjoy this film. It wasn't quite what I was expecting from a Guy Ritchie film. However, you know, I was by no means disappointed. At the moment, it's got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDB and an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. I very much agree with these scores. I think it's very, very well suited in that kind of 7 to 8 out of 10. You know, so I think I'm very happy with that score. I think it definitely sits in there. If you love Guy Ritchie, then definitely check out this film. You know, you might be a little bit disappointed, as I said, because it hasn't got the usual Guy Ritchie feel. But that being said, it is still a great film. Again, if you like military-inspired films and things like that, again, you won't be disappointed. This is a very, very good film. So, that's my thoughts on Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Hit me up in the comments section below. Let me know what your thoughts were of this film. Are you a Guy Ritchie fan like I am? I'd very much be interested to know. So hit me up in the comments section below. Let me know your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, stay jacked and stay nerdy.